Why babies sleep so much in the first year. Most parents are pretty shocked when they first hear this, but babies spend most of their first year asleep, like a lot of it. In the first 12 months, babies usually sleep anywhere from 11 to 17 hours a day. That sounds wild at first, but here's the part no one really warns you about, that sleep doesn't come in long, peaceful stretches. It's broken up into short chunks all day and night, especially in those early months. And yeah, every nap and nighttime stretch counts toward that total. Now, babies sleep this much for a reason. Their brains and bodies are growing at a seriously unreal speed, and sleep is when that growth actually goes down. Neural connections are firing, memories are locking in, and the nervous system is learning how to chill and regulate itself. So if you've ever caught yourself thinking your baby sleeps all the time, it's not laziness or anything weird, it's biology doing exactly what it's meant to do. No shortcuts involved. That said, if you ever feel like your baby is sleeping too much and something feels off, that's your cue to check in with your pediatrician. Most of the time, it's nothing major, maybe a cold or a little bug. In rarer cases, extra sleep can point to an underlying medical issue. A pediatrician helps you sort out what's normal for your baby, because baby sleep is definitely not one size fits all. Even experts at places like Cleveland Clinic emphasize that wide variation is totally normal, and context always matters more than comparison. Why baby sleep feels so unpredictable. One of the biggest reasons baby sleep looks so chaotic early on is feeding. Newborns need to eat frequently, and their tiny stomachs empty fast. On top of that, they don't yet have an internal clock. They can't tell the difference between day and night. That 24-hour rhythm adults rely on, known as the circadian rhythm, hasn't developed yet, so sleep comes whenever their body needs it. This phase requires patience for your baby and for you. As babies grow, sleep slowly starts to feel a little less chaotic and a bit more predictable. Between 4 and 12 months, most babies need around 12 to 16 hours of sleep a day, including naps. And that sleep is doing a lot of heavy lifting behind the scenes. It supports healthy brain development, helps emotions settle and regulate, and fuels physical growth. For babies younger than 4 months, there aren't strict rules because research shows their sleep patterns are honestly all over the place, and that's normal. At this stage, what matters most isn't locking in a perfect schedule. It's being responsive, supportive, and meeting your baby where they are while their brain and body figure things out. It's also important to understand that night waking is not a failure of sleep training or parenting. Waking during the night is developmentally normal and often increases during growth spurts, teething, or major brain leaps. These temporary changes, often called sleep regressions, are signs that your baby's brain is reorganizing and learning new skills. Sleep disruption during these periods is common and usually resolves as development stabilizes. Over time, gentle exposure to daylight during the day and calm, low-stimulation care at night helps the brain begin to sort day from night. Keeping nights quiet and predictable while allowing daylight, play, and interaction during the day supports the gradual development of a healthy circadian rhythm. This process can't be rushed, but with consistency and patience, longer stretches of sleep naturally emerge as the brain matures and learns when rest is needed. Self-soothing and emotional regulation. In the newborn stage, sleep happens in short bursts, usually 30 minutes to 3 hours at a time. Babies wake, stay alert for a short window, feed, and then drift back to sleep. And this cycle repeats day and night because their stomachs are small and their brains are wired for frequent nourishment and connection. If you're breastfeeding, feeds typically happen every 2 to 3 hours, while bottle-fed babies may sometimes go 3 to 4 hours between feeds. These frequent wake-ups aren't a sleep problem or a bad habit forming. They're a biological safety system that supports growth, blood sugar regulation, and brain development. Waking often also protects babies from sleeping too deeply before their nervous system is mature enough to handle longer stretches. Many parents wonder whether they should wake a sleeping baby to feed. And in the early weeks, especially if weight gain is still being established, pediatricians may recommend gently waking your baby every 3 to 4 hours. As babies grow and feeding becomes more efficient, most infants under 6 months naturally wake when they're hungry, which means forced wake-ups usually become unnecessary. Over time, as the brain matures and feeding patterns stabilize, sleep stretches lengthen on their own. Your pediatrician can help you decide what's appropriate by looking at the full picture, including weight gain, feeding consistency, and diaper output, rather than sleep alone. The bigger picture parents often miss. Around 4 to 6 months, many babies start sleeping for longer stretches at night, and this is where a lot of parents think, finally. But sleeping through the night doesn't mean a full 8 hours. It usually means 5 to 6 hours without feeding. Even then, night waking is still completely normal, and sleep can shift overnight during growth spurts or developmental leaps, what many parents know all too well as sleep regression. Just when you think you've got it figured out, your baby changes the rules. When babies wake at night, especially under 3 months old, they rely on you to help them regulate. Rocking, holding, and soothing aren't bad habits you're creating. They're meeting a real developmental need. A young baby's nervous system isn't mature enough to calm itself yet. As babies grow past 3 months, they slowly begin learning how to self-soothe, meaning they can settle with less help. This is a gradual process, not a switch that flips overnight. And it never means ignoring your baby. Hunger, illness, and discomfort always come first. To support better sleep, consistency matters way more than perfection. A simple bedtime routine, about 20 to 30 minutes, helps signal to the brain that sleep is coming. Daytime naps matter too, even if it feels counterintuitive. Keeping a baby awake longer doesn't lead to better nighttime sleep. In fact, overtired babies often struggle more with falling asleep and staying asleep. Daytime light exposure and calm, dim environments at night also help the brain develop its natural sleep-wake rhythm. Safe sleep is non-negotiable. Babies should sleep in a crib or bassinet, not in an adult bed. Bed sharing increases the risk of suffocation and sudden infant death syndrome. Placing babies on their backs and following safe sleep guidelines significantly reduces these risks. If you're ever unsure, your pediatrician can help you adjust safe sleep practices as your baby grows. Finally, trust your instincts. If your baby is extremely fussy, hard to wake, uninterested in feeding, or something just doesn't sit right, reach out to your pediatrician. There's no such thing as a silly question when it comes to your baby's health. Understanding sleep isn't about getting it perfect. It's about supporting your baby's developing brain while giving yourself some grace during one of the most demanding seasons of parenting. If this helped you see your baby sleep in a calmer, more realistic way, go ahead and like this video so more parents can find it. Subscribe for more science-backed, real-life parenting support that actually makes sense, and share this with a parent who's in the thick of sleepless nights right now. You're not doing anything wrong, your baby's brain is just growing, and you don't have to figure it out alone.